In this video, I worked with a lawyer who traditionally grew his firm through warm referrals. I break down the old ways and the new ways of how lawyers and law firms today can go about marketing their law firm. To not just market their law firm, but to go from ideation all the way to signed cases.
So hi, I'm Kelvin. I run a law firm and we handle mostly disputes. We also handle divorce cases, criminal cases, some corporate cases, as well as probate matters. So I'm not wearing black and white today because today is not my court day. I don't have any court sessions. Now I work with Marcus on some projects. His efforts have helped me to generate leads, and they have obviously led to closed business.
So I do know that the legal industry is pretty much based on referrals. I've spoken to more than a couple, and the new way is that you can go into targeted online acquisition using paid marketing and particularly meta ads. So other law firms have tried other things, right? BNI, family, friends, they've tried SEO or posting content on social media, showing out influencer partnerships as well. Not that these methods don't work, but you'll soon find out that online paid marketing is actually a very, very scalable method, and you're not going to networking sessions, investing your time. You're actually building up a system that is scalable, and well, in Calvin's own words, you're able to launch anytime. SEO these days take way too long, and to be frank, if you want to be ranking for the top keywords in Singapore, family lawyer Singapore, for example, you're competing against the government to a certain extent. You are also going up against people who have, well, big firms, people who have already been in this industry for quite some time, as you can see. So this is why I do not recommend SEO for most SME, not much less to say the legal industry, right? Because it's going to take way too long, 6 to 9 months. You're going to get frustrated because you're going to be spending money on retainer fees, link building fees, content fees, and you're not going to see results, okay? And then with tracking and analytics as well, with digital marketing, with performance marketing, you are able to track almost anything and everything. So the whole idea of tracking is that you're able to invest $1 and to gain at least $2 in revenue. Posting content on social media, I mean, as a lawyer, your value is in trial and going to court and representing clients. Well, the new way then is meta ads. Why meta? It's because every other law firm is running Google ads. Let's be more specific, right? Criminal Lawyer Singapore, okay? You look at this, just tons of ads, sponsored ads crowding out the space already. And I do know that from a statistics perspective, you're paying $15, $20 per click. Intake system, I think this is something across the board. Most law firms do not track their intake system. They just get leads from WhatsApp perhaps, and they close or do not close. So what you want to do is to have an intake system. Let me give an example of this, okay? Let's go to Kelvin's site. And as you can see, this is a site. So if we were to run traffic here, people will click on WhatsApp and they will start a conversation with him, okay? As you can see, we have not installed any contact form. And ideally, you really want to have a contact form as well, because you want to track your leads. And let me give an example of tracking your leads, okay? So this is a lead tracker that I had. I'm not going to flash it for too long because there's personal details, but so ideally you want to have your leads tracked whenever they input data, and it comes on a tracker when your sales team can go ahead to give the feedback to the marketer. Why and how did the direction go? Did they hop on as a client? What were the objections? What were the concerns? So this process helps further lower your cost when it comes to marketing, helps with product market fit. You get to understand why clients buy from you, and that becomes your unique selling proposition, your positioning in the legal industry. Okay, lastly, we'll talk about consumer psychology. So the old way, which is brand and authority based, I think the legal industry leans a lot into authority, because where once people hear the brand, they are like, okay, yeah, let's trust them. And they probably know what they're doing. Smaller firms, you get to differentiate in a way where you can be more educative and more relational based. where you can differentiate in how you advertise and how you market and the content you put out there, okay? So what I've realized is that lawyers are also extremely busy in court and do not really have time to manage digital marketing, at least for Kelvin. So what do I mean by in-depth tracking? Okay, if you look into Google Analytics, which I believe most do not have set up. Okay, this is 29th of September, right? At any point of any date, we are able to dive into where the clicks come from. So as you can see, this is Facebook/paid social. We are only running Meta ads, so the clicks come from Meta. Okay, what do I mean by click, right? A user land onto your law firm's website and they click onto this, okay? And unfortunately, we are not able to track the conversation because there would be privacy concerns. So we're not able to track that. But of course, we work with Kelvin, and then Kelvin is able to give us feedback on the leads. And we're able to track where the leads come from down to the page. And as you can see, if we were to do it over a time period, okay, let's say the whole of September. So as you can see, there's 46 clicks come from our Meta advertising campaign. And as you can see, like there are other sources of clicks as well. You have to be able to understand a little bit of Google Tag Manager. This is pretty efficient. I think nowadays with technology, I just had to install the maximum 2 scripts on his website and the rest is all done on my end. There's no need to even log in on the back end of his website. You really want to track your performance marketing results. What's that clip form intakes as a law firm, and ultimately SEO and posting content in it. As I've mentioned, SEO takes way too long. Look, I used to build a website that had global traffic, so I SEO'd my website to the point that I had 20,000 traffic globally, okay, not just from Singapore. So I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to SEO. And I think if you Google law firm marketing, I'm ranked. I think lawyers also are always debating whether to give free initial consults or paid initial consults, and who does onboarding as well. I think for small law firms, it's always the managing. For Kelvin's case, he's the one I think speaking to potential clients. I think to scale, you can't be doing the lawyering and doing sales, right? So eventually, if you have a team of paralegal or admin, you can pass off the process to them, especially for free consults. So the proposed idea here is that your team takes the free initial consult to qualify the case, to basically give first, right, to add value first, and perhaps to really understand if the client is serious about engaging professional legal advisors. And ultimately, why I advised Kelvin to do a free initial consult, as you can see on his website, well, this is intentional. It's because I think that smaller firms benefit from having a more relational touch as a position in the marketplace as compared to the big 4 prestigious firms. As a consumer, right, I think that if you are able to advise first and add value first, then consumers are more likely to hop on with your services. And this is exactly what I'm doing with this case study, just adding value first, right? Hey, if you're a lawyer or a law firm out there looking for growth in a no BS, straightforward method, then I'll invite you to watch this case study or get in touch with us. We are currently piloting a no retainer, no long-term contracts model. I call this the sprints model. So if you're interested in working with us, click the link below in this description and we'll get in touch.